Next fight we're going to talk about is Patricio Pitbull against Yair Rodriguez, and kind of thinking this might be Dana White's revenge here. You look at through the years, Patricio Pitbull has been wanting to come to the UFC. He's been trash talking the UFC, called Dana White a coward in the past, has put up bets to fight the UFC champion, and he's always been talking and trying to bring up other promotions to be on par with the UFC, which is what you have to do as a fighter outside the promotion. You can't hate on him for that. But now at the tail end of his career, where, let's be honest, man, I mean, he has been losing more than he's been winning recently. He did come off the win over Jeremy Kennedy, but before that he had a little bit of a rough patch. And more importantly, he'd be getting knocked out. And when you look at Yair Rodriguez, I think that matchup-wise, it's a winnable fight because you could argue Yair's a flake at times. He's someone that, if you put him in a little bit of adversity, he can look for the way out. But man, you look at some of the recent fights from Patricio Pitbull, and just in general, when you look at his style, Patricio Pitbull is a guy that wants to hang on the outside and try to counter-strike you with that karate stance. He's going to try to leg kick you from a distance, pull you into the straight punches and the check hooks, and playing that speed distance game with a guy like Yair that's going to be, 6 inches taller than you, is going to be throwing a lot of dangerous kicks. I think that that's probably not the best game plan, and Patricio Pitbull is not usually someone that comes forward and fights a bull style. He likes to hang on the outside and be methodical and use his smarts. And I think that in this matchup, he's going to have to rely on timing a shot that hurts Yair and then capitalizing off that, or somehow getting it to the ground. And he does have the ability to take down Yair, especially if he could back him up to the fence and go double leg, but he's not going to press him, I don't think, to back him up. And unless Pitbull comes in with a new style here and is more aggressive, front foot forward, I think it could be a really hard night for him. It could be Dana White's revenge, and you could see him getting kicked in the head like we saw A.J. McKee do to Pitbull, because Pitbull versus A.J. McKee, that's a great kind of analogy for this fight. Similar kind of style on the feet that they're both going to implement with Yair and A.J., but Yair is so much better at it, so much faster, so much slicker, and both times, even the second time that Pitbull won against A.J. McKee, struggled mightily versus that style. And I think that Yair is looking at this as a little bit of a reset, chance to get a big win, get back in the good graces of the UFC, and then be right back in the mix. I mean, Mexico is one of the major things that the UFC is trying to build right now. So even though Patricio Pitbull has a lot of motivation coming in here, I think this is a difficult fight for him. And want to know what you guys think. Do you think this is Dana White's revenge, giving him a hard matchup, or do you guys disagree with me and you think that Patricio Pitbull is going to get through this one and then prove that maybe he was the correct one throughout the years and he is at the top of the heap in the UFC? But right now, it's not an official prediction, but I'm leaning towards Dana White getting what he wants and Yair Rodriguez maybe getting a highlight reel finish on Saturday night.